Super mind stretchers.
It's got a charm to it. I wear my personality lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've always said that about
Close
you.
to the vest.
Close to the vest.
Like a vest.
It's a poker thing, surely, isn't it? Cards close to the...
Yeah.
Is it to the vest or to the chest? Have we already had this debate?
Oh.
I don't know if we have. I just feel like this is one where I grew up thinking it was chest, and then someone said vest, and I was like, I didn't look into it, but...
I'm not sure I've ever heard vest. I thought you were making a vestments sort of joke about how we were equating personalities with clothes. But keep your cards close to your vest.
Close to your chest. They both work.
Right.
And for me, like vest, because if it was vest in the... Is it the Americans that say vest when they mean... No, the English say vest to mean like what we would call a singlet. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So like keeping your cards close to your vest in an English sense, I reckon would be like, that's like really close because it's like right down to your underwear, right?
Depends if you're playing strip poker.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, that complicates things.
Yeah.
And it's only close to the vest for a few rounds.
Yeah.
If I'm playing.
And then it's close to your vest in the UK sense.
And then it's people.
Then it's close to your chest.
And then the meaning flips. It's like, sorry, Brendan, could you keep your cards close to your chest, please? 'Cause
Two cards,
way too much at the moment.
Just two well-placed cards, please, close to the chest, like a vest. Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully, it would be the same if your vest was close to your chest. But if your vest is not close to your chest, then your cards being close to the vest could mean they're in the laundry.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I only
left my cards in the laundry.
A vest with like a three-piece suit or something. So that'd be like,
right.
Cards are at the dry cleaners. But you're a vest guy. You've worn vests.
I do like vests. I've got a lot of vests that they don't really fit me at the moment because I've been having my fun with the old food. Which everyone's entitled to do from time to time.
Yeah, we're really just coming out of winter.
Well, thank you.
Good.
But I think vestments is
you dropped that word before. So
I ever since I dropped it, I've been thinking about how it doesn't get enough use. It's a great word for.
It makes me think of a religious setting. Like, is that like the priestly vestments? Is that a thing? Like,
yeah.
Again, growing up Catholic boy.
Mm-hmm.
Vestibular.
Vestibule.
Vestibule. Is that to do with something churchy as well?
Vestments?
Maybe. It always makes you think of that ATM vestibule scene in Friends when when Chandler gets
that classic scene.
Classic ATM vestibule.
When Chandler,
if I Google just those words, is that what would come up?
Yeah, I think so.
The one where.
The one with the ATM vestibule. No, Chandler gets, because the power goes out, and Chandler gets stuck in an ATM vestibule with Jill Goodacre.
So, do they use the word vestibule?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
And so I use that word now to mean, because a lot of funky new banks around our parts nowadays, because they used to be old fashioned, and then they switched to like an open plan where you have this concierge come out and with an iPad and tell you, you go here, you go there. And a lot of the good ones near me have like the ATMs, like when you walk in the door, but after hours they'll lock the inner door to the branch.
Sure,
but you can still, like in the middle of the night, get into the
vestibule,
the first one where and I call that a vestibule because of the Friends episode. It's an ATM vestibule.
So I feel like there must be a churchy thing to do with that then, like being like the back part or the front part of the church, or something like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't like churches have got all like interesting words that are like
tabernacle.
Yes.
They all have a similar, like
all
those words.
No, I was going to say ornaments. That's Christmas ornaments. I'm thinking of now.
To give the oh no, I'm trying that.
I'm
swinging my hand away.
You were doing a little hand. You were doing the backwards lawn bowls kind of gesture,
yes.
But I knew exactly what you were thinking about.
The volley gesture,
dangling
bocce. Yeah, that's how I put the back. You got to put the backspin.
Sorry,
on
not lawn bowls. Yeah, bocce. There you go. I was in the right ball park.
Yeah.
I
loved it. I loved it.
I could tell by the delay and the look of surprise in your eyes when I was waiting for you to say something that you loved it.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm stealing your off my joke there, so I could either just run with it or give you credit, but you were making a pretty good joke about making bad jokes
Yeah.
and then just doubling down and tripling down.
Nah, I say just go with it.
I think it'll come up again more than once in this conversation. Like, only laughing at callbacks, which I wanted to make a joke about just then and realized that the setup to that was off mic. And so I was going to make a joke that was a callback to nothing.
Oh, gosh.
And now
you wouldn't, listeners, you wouldn't understand. But this thing happened early. So, no, actually just don't worry about it.
Listen to us. Ah, dear. Deary me.
Oh, welcome to the show. Yeah, I'm back. Hey, guys.
The three of us.
Yeah, been off for a little while. Had a few things going on, but it's good to be back. Good to see you boys.
Life, man. Life gets in the way.
It does.
For each of us, for all of us. I mean, not for me. I just still continue to podcast.
Well, yeah, I've noticed that about you. I've tried to get life in the way of you, and it just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
You just keep on plowing through.
Plowing through life. That's the name of my solo album.
That's a great solo album name. Plowing through life. It tells you so much.
I've got so many
kneeling in a field with
options for cover art.
Yes. Yeah.
A plow share.
Are you looking wistfully at like a
is that like a
field
timeshare?
of corn?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Who are these people buying into a plowshare?
I bought 1/12 of a plowshare.
I'm in.
With a bunch of people. I only get to use it in the off season. Mainly in winter, which is not a great time for plowing. But it's
now we all say that Ben's plowing through life.
No, that word plowshare, I was trying to think what it meant the other day because I was talking to someone, couldn't quite get the phrase, and I'm not even going to get it now. Is it beating swords into plowshares? To mean like turning the weapons of war into weapons of
economy,
farming,
or
and turning something that was meant for bad into good. I guess that's the thing.
Oh.
And as I said it, I said turning swords into plowshares. And then I was like, is that the word? Do I? Because I know the word plow, but then for some reason that expression, which I've used maybe now a total of 3 times in my life, including those 2, but I don't know where you guys are just staring at me blankly. So plowshare is nothing, right?
Well, plowshare just makes me think of that episode of The Office,
the Friends episode where Chandler gets a plowshare.
No. It's a different US sitcom this time. Okay. It's when Dwight is about to get scammed by that farmer into like sharing an auger with him, and Dwight Jr. is it what or like has
Clark Duke.
Has to realizes that it's a scam and has to talk him out of it. Yeah,
because he doesn't know what an auger is.
Yeah, it is.
A woman would want a man who doesn't know what an auger is.
That's the line I was searching for, and I couldn't get there.
And I reckon I know what an auger is. Auger is definitely one of those words, and there's probably a whole collection of them that I only know from like computer games, video games. Like an inventory item when I was a kid would have been an auger.
Auger bit.
Arc of Time? Is that?
Yeah, I reckon that might be the most obscure video game ever.
Wow.
Hodgepodge.
See, even I'm not with you. That's great.
Yeah, this is a specific one.
That's it.
Sorry, that laugh is just because you just unlocked something in my brain that I've not thought about.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
a hodgepodge.
I'm so glad to be here for that.
I think you got a kick out of Arc of Time, Brendan.
Yeah.
Arc of Time, where you need an auger, and like I don't know what that. I'm pretty sure it's got the same plot mechanism as the Ralph Fiennes Uma Thurman adaptation of The Avengers. So not the superhero one, but the one that had to rename the Marvel Avengers in the UK because of the pre-existing IP of The Avengers, which is that old TV show.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure the Ralph Fiennes. I'm just laughing because of how weirdly obscure this is. So like this is like this is worse than like Tom and me just talking about like a room in our house growing up, which even the third member of our podcast can't necessarily enjoy. Like, but this is not even that. It's not even personal enough. It's like, oh yeah, there's this computer game called Arc of Time. where I think there's a plot point in it where the bad guys are trying to create a weather controlling machine, which the only other reference point I've got is the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Not the cool Avengers that everyone knows.
yeah.
That other weird one that was a remake of a British TV show that forced them to release the Avengers movie in the UK as Avengers Assemble. And no one knows like why, unless you go down that rabbit hole.
Well, there you go.
And
Brilliant.
Sean Connery plays the villain who is building a machine to control the weather.
I do love a story as to why something couldn't be called something because of this. And
Yeah.
like I still don't know the one about the Mighty Ducks and why it was like originally called like the Champions.
Champions,
Champions,
yeah.
and then the Mighty Ducks was the second one, and then they changed that to the Mighty Ducks D2, and the first one where every time it got played, it was the Mighty Ducks again.
I would have thought that would be like a Mad Max Road Warrior situation where it's like for marketing purposes. It's
Yeah,
like,
okay.
This doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
Maybe.
Like,
So
let's
Another
go
one
with this.
was driving me crazy or drive. No, it was Life with Mikey. It was a movie with Michael J. Fox, but here it was called like
Back to the Future.
here it was called Back to the Future. No, here it
Back
was
to the Future was going to be called The Spacemen from Mars or something, wasn't it? Or
Right.
Spacemen from Planet, or whatever the name of that
whatever
book
the name
was,
of the
I
comic
think.
book was.
I reckon that's what the script was called
That's
for ages,
cool.
and then they were like, we should probably change
That's
that.
cool. No, but
Life with Mikey.
yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. So
let's
he,
run
I
through
can
Michael
remember.
J. Fox
I
movies.
can remember having it. We were hiring
Doc
it
Hollywood.
on VHS, and it was called like "Driving Me Crazy" or something. But it was a movie about a talent agent who was a child star, and the show that he was in as a child star, played by Michael J. Fox, the older version, but he was a child star. He was in a show called, in that universe, it was called Life with Mikey.
Okay.
And then later I found out the movie elsewhere was called Life with Mikey or something like that.
And then you end up
There's
with
lots
those.
of-
You end up with that Mandela effect thing.
Yeah.
Of, I'm sure I remember this a different way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Circle back to Mighty Ducks. I'm betting that was the era of home video as well.
Yeah,
I'm betting that
yeah.
they released
I'll bet.
the sequel, and they were
Mhm.
like, no one's gonna know
No,
that there was a
this
first
is-
one,
yeah.
unless we put the Mighty Ducks on it.
Yeah, the Mighty
So they
Ducks
would've gone back and
D2, and
yeah.
then there was D3.
Ooh, I don't know if I remember D3.
Yeah, well, D2, they jumped straight from being like regional hockey team to the world. They were like
It was the
in a-
Worlds.
It was
Right.
the worlds. But I don't
In
know.
my head,
but
that could be fine because again,
I know-
regionals is one of those words where,
Yeah.
like, for as a kid, not from that was like there's words I only know from American TV shows when I was a kid, or weirder yet, Canadian TV shows because we got so many Canadian shows
Yeah.
here. So things you think are American but are actually a weird,
Yes.
obscure.
We're going to
Canadian thing.
provincials.
provincial.
The Prime Minister is going to be so proud of us.
Mr. Prime Minister.
I saw a guy at a music festival the other day with a Charlie Conway, the green and yellow Mighty Ducks
Nice.
thing.
I always
Did that
thought
become an actual team? Though, yeah, is that the Anaheim team? And
There
Or-
is an NHL team
okay,
in the
with
US.
the duck bill,
Yeah.
which is
like
a cool
visor thing.
cool design.
Yeah.
Like I've always thought that was a really cool, menacing, like clever mascot design.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I don't know if you know this, but ducks.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that ducks are just these friendly little animals
No.
at the park.
but what do?
They stick together.
Ducks
Fly together.
Together.
Not stick together.
Ducks
Quack.
fly
Quack.
together. Quack, quack, quack.
Quack.
I always thought it was funny, even as a kid. Like, so they're going to the Worlds. Wouldn't they pick the best team of all the best players from around? Why would they get this one regional team who just happened to win their local competition? And they go, no, that's the team we're going to send up against Iceland.
They added a couple of extra people in. Do you remember? They had like
They did. That's
the
true.
third one they added a couple of they're like, oh, and it's this guy.
But they were
this
still
person.
they still played that ragtag bunch of
They
kids
did.
that need to be straightened out. It's like, well, that wouldn't have they wouldn't have entered as that.
So
And
it's
then,
like,
and then the third one, they
like
tried.
picking the Australian the World Rugby Cup or something like that.
Yeah.
And putting the team together, but it's just the whole like junior B level team. from
Yeah,
Wollongong, just in their entirety with 2 extra players. And it's like, you guys are going to the grand final.
I always thought that was funny. And then the other thing I thought was
No
funny.
shade to the Wollongong Juniors. Maybe
absolutely.
they probably are. Yeah,
Champions. No,
Quack.
quack. The gong. But
you know what platypuses do? They stick together. No, they don't coach. They're famously solo. That's why you don't ever see them in packs. Shut up.
I would love to support a team from Wollongong because they call it the gong, and you could bring a gong and just like hit the gong. But I always thought it was funny in D3 when they went to college, and then and I always felt like that was a little bit of a step down. They went like regional kids team, then they're up against the world, and then it's a college team.
Yeah,
in America though, they love their college
that's a good
sports,
point.
so
That's a good point.
is.
That is huge over there. Yeah. It must be interesting explaining to an American like how it's not a thing here, and how, because for me it was always like interesting that they were so into that, but of course they grow up with that, so it doesn't seem weird, though, strange.
Like the coach of a college team in the US would be orders of magnitude paid higher than like the coach of the Olympic team.
Yeah.
You're right, though. It is weird that that I have to explain to my American wife why so much of my American knowledge is from the Mighty Ducks trilogy as well.
Yeah.
That's how I think about college and all the hijinks they get up to, and like the ranking of sports teams.
That's what we take Mighty Ducks here as a elective instead of biology, if you want, at Australian high schools.
I took ducks.
A lot of yes.
That's that's a joke for our international audiences, not from here. The ones from Poland. I'm now suspecting that all our international audiences is just your VPN when you click through the link.
I cycle it through.
Is that?
No.
Okay. I did have that thought actually the other day. I was like, I wonder if Tom will just. Because that would be the kind of thing that could happen, but you would not disabuse me of it.
I'm just trying to boost the numbers.
Yeah,
Ben.
you'd see me enjoying the international audience numbers on like our records. Even though there's only like
convince you that there's one particular country that's really listening.
You'd be like, Ben thinks that we've actually got. He doesn't understand how VPNs work, and poor guy.
I keep telling Ben we should be learning some Polish off camera.
Ben's starting to learn Polish, and he's starting to do a whole segment on the pod now.
It's a real long con.
I think a lot of it's incredible how much I've learned about America through just the media, and we're like, it must be a phenomenon for them to find out how much we know about them that they don't necessarily.
They just assume
that's the way it works. Okay, okay.
No shade. I know your family is half American,
yes,
but yeah.
Well, I've already touched on things that I've learned from friends and things that I've learned from The Office. Like I think I did learn the word auger from The Office, and then later found it applied to lots of the drill bits that I've been using all my life anyway.
It augured well.
He's bloody done it.
Well, you guys had punts. Thank you.
Quack. Speaking of old TV shows that are Australian that you can learn from.
The trifecta.
Oh, you guys take it. Oh, you missed it. I was
going
to hand it over to you. I did the
you
gold
did
medal worth of a setup there.
You did. And there was a gold medal of an Australian children's educational program that I was quite fond of as a child. Well, very fond of. Still fond of.
And it's called
The Curiosity Show, Ben.
We're talking around the twist.
Well, hey, they twist like an auger.
And you're listening to Super Mind Stretches.
Thank you.
The premiere. Oh, no, we say premiere, don't we? There you go, going American again.
The Adobe Premiere.
The premiere podcast.
And welcome to the program with an M-E.
Yes.
On the end.
And we actually say phenomeninium.
Yeah.
Not phenomenon.
Aluminum? Someone explained to me that there is a case to be made for aluminum.
Yeah.
Aluminium.
I think the British kind of did change the direct root of the word aluminum to try and fit the calcium,
magnesium, sodium.
But
actually, aluminum is
probably a more direct etymological representation of its.
How many syllables have we got left for the pod? Because I think we've used up too many of them in the first half of this.
I watched an etymology video the other day. And
about bugs?
No, it didn't have an N in there, Ben.
Let's play it back.
Didn't call you bentomology. No, I couldn't. I was trying to get something there.
I liked it. I loved it.
Bentomologist.
Entomologist.
You
Just
could
loves
have been
ben-
a bug doctor.
Loves bento boxes.
I've told that story, haven't I?
Uh,
On the pod?
Yeah.
About the
Can't
fact
remember.
that in reception, I had a fascination with insects, which is not unusual for
No.
a little kid
No,
in
Nora-
reception.
Nora
You're
loves
very close to
insects.
them.
She's got the
And
bug.
I was like looking
the
at them. I
creeper
wasn't
keeper
like
that she
doing
catches.
weird. I wasn't eating them or like pulling their wings off and stuff. I was just interested. I was like learning about them. They've got multiple numbers of legs. They look amazing under a microscope. Or
I think we've already covered some Curiosity Show episodes with bugs in them.
Exactly. So Book Week was coming around, and for us, it wasn't a book character. It was like dress up as what you want to be when you grow up. And so I Julia asked, the parents, is there a job that is just like looking at bugs and being like interested in insects? And they said they looked it up and they're like, yeah, look, it's an entomologist. Entomology is like studying bugs. Like, great. So I went to school in a little white lab coat and had my little bug box, and they said, what are you? And I said, I'm an entomologist. And got up on stage, but the principal couldn't, or the deputy principal couldn't pronounce it. And so he said, and here's Ben, and when he grows up, he's going to be a bug doctor. And for the rest of reception, and then most of year one, it was,
hard to live that one
Ben's
down.
going to, look, this fly's got a broken leg. Take it to Ben. Ben's a bug
Yeah.
doctor. He's going to fix it. It's like,
That'll
no,
happen.
it's because I'm interested in them. I mean, but now I'm like, well, if you could mend a broken leg on an ant, why wouldn't you?
That'd be sweet.
Hippocratic oath.
And now you are Dr. Ben Crisp, so jokes on them.
Yeah,
Hypocritic.
Couldn't quite get it in entomology.
Hypocrite.
You there?
Hypocritical.
Lay on the plane.
Hypocritic oath.
Yeah.
So close
So
there.
close. There's something there.
Hippocrates.
Well,
I'm closer to an etymologist than an
Yes.
entomologist with my degree, I
Right.
guess.
yeah.
By orders of degree of magnitude. No, I've lost it. I
No,
lost the thread of it.
no one's better than the other.
Yeah, but
Both
I am
valuable.
Ben Crisp, Dr. Ben Crisp. If you're playing,
Dr.
at
Ben.
home. No, I never go by that. It sounds weird to introduce myself like
All
that.
right. The
Dr.
doc.
Ben.
That's cool.
What's up, Doc?
That's cool.
I'm getting so many YouTube ads. I bet we'll get one tonight if I go on YouTube for a episode of a clip from the Curiosity Show.
Uh-huh.
This one that keeps coming is a now I'm just giving out their sponsorship now, but it's for a company called UpDoc, and it's like they've called the company UpDoc, and it's to do with, well, I don't even know. See, this is the one time where
Am I supposed to
learnt
go,
the company
yeah.
name.
What's up, Doc?
Well, they kind of make that joke
And
in
then-
it, but they don't really make the joke in it. But anyway,
Mm.
I'm getting a lot of like share trading and like kind of financial services ads being
Right.
sent my way,
Okay.
which I'm curious what's changed in the algorithm or in my like presence online. Because you go through, do you find you go through different phases? You must have a lot of ad blockers and things
Yeah.
on, Tom.
Well, so I'm Mr. Thomas Crisp,
yeah.
and I get penis enhancement ads. Is
Yeah,
this
see,
what we're
that's
doing?
'cause you're still
Is that
young.
how we
There you
introduce
go.
ourselves?
Yeah,
No.
that went.
Singles in my area.
I was very disappointed when I got no more sex ads. It was
Mm.
like it used to be all Viagra and penis lengthening and enlargement
Yeah.
and sexy people.
I
I
and,
get
you
no
know,
ads.
I'm actually Brendan, and I send Tom a lot of the links to the penis enhancement.
That's you. Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Mm.
That makes sense now.
Mm.
It made more sense back then because, here it's like trying to fulfill a need that they think that you're not getting. Whereas like now I'm being offered all these like share portfolio services, which is not like I don't have the money for that. So I don't know which way
Where
it
are they getting
goes.
this
It's like-
information? Yeah.
yeah. Like no, maybe I take it that way. So they don't get that I don't have a need for shares because I don't have the money to invest in them. So when
Right.
they used to send me penis enlargement ads, I can also assume that's because they didn't know that everything was fine.
Yeah.
Now they know. Maybe they just
Now
lost.
they know.
Maybe they just don't know what to send you now. All your needs are fulfilled. So.
Well, I just kept replying saying it's fine. It's not huge, but it's fine. Like it's okay.
The
like
bank
it's
account
not a-
or the
you know,
oh no, the piece, right? Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird to get an unsubscribe from a spam company coming
Yeah.
back to you or email saying, "Please stop emailing us replies. We do not want this anymore."
A bank account is a bit like a penis in that way. It's not the size; it's the way you use it.
Mm.
That's it. I liked the setup to that, and
And the follow through, yeah. Thanks. Quack,
Quack,
quack, quack, quack. And we've also got with us.
Brendan, that's me.
Hey. He's an ad blocker.
I'm an ad blocker.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Ad blocking. I try and fight off the algorithm, but I always feel like I'm just giving away more. Probably by trying to download ad blockers and things like that. I'm just giving it more information.
Yeah, well,
I'm just being served the kind of ads that someone who would try and download an ad blocker and not know how to use it would get.
When I got a Google phone, and it didn't have a SD card slot or a
floppy disk drive or anything.
Floppy disk drive. It didn't have. It was the first. I think it was. Oh. My Google phone is telling me now about SD cards.
Oh, I thought we had a cool sidekick character on the pod.
Because it thought when I said Google phone, it thought I was asking.
Yes, me. Yeah. What do you want? I'll tell you anything. Okay. Yeah. The reason that Ben was getting sent penis enlargement ads is because
we actually know that
he left his webcam on one night.
No, when I first got it was time to upgrade my phone because my old phone I dropped it or smashed it or something, and so I went out and got a Google phone, and then I think it might have been the first phone that I had that didn't have an SD card slot, and I'm like, oh. Well, what do I do with the thing? I guess I said, I guess I better get a Google Drive now. And I guess I better get Bluetooth headphones. And then the next thing I know, it was like, because I could bundle the Google Drive with like a YouTube premium account at the time. I don't know.
There's always a justification.
Yeah.
But I'm the same as you. I'm like, something just mildly inconvenienced me. But we're just being politely and professionally mugged all the time, aren't we?
Yeah, very much so.
You're just going through your life doing something, and then someone like a corporation just says, nope, stop doing that. You can't do that anymore unless you pay me. And you're like, all right. Here's my money. Can I have the thing back now?
Yeah.
I just had before? Nope, you can have a little bit of a less good version of it. Here.
Yeah.
And give us more money. And you're like, okay.
I've been a YouTube premium customer for a while now, so I don't really get many ads anymore. But I'm living in fear of the time where it's like that tier is not available anymore. I must admit, they've been pretty good to me, not trying to continuously up me on.
It's just been weird being away from ads for a good 10, 15 years and now sort of coming back to being exposed to ads again.
Yeah, and I was livid when I was watching something on Netflix and ads came on and I thought, hang on, wasn't the point of me paying for it that this didn't happen? But I suppose that's,
and it's just
that's
specific
progress,
things in ads, and I don't know if it's like, not that the ads I've ever written, and so like I'm outing myself as having been an ad copywriter as well with myself, but no one is going to hear me criticize their ad on this podcast, because if they're making an ad that I've heard or seen, they are too successful to be listening to this podcast. But like the KFC ads for a while now have been using "shut up and take my money" as like a catchphrase, which is from Futurama, right? There's not a pre-existing "shut up and take my money." The memes that were from like Fry waving a handful of dollars, right? That then popularized. So that Futurama, I mean, you're a Futurama guy. Like, when would that have been? Like 2000?
Well, it started in 99, didn't it? Yeah. Like through to 2000. Yeah.
And then the memes of that would have been, what, 2010 through to maybe even earlier? I don't know. And then for I don't know how long now. Do you know what I'm talking about? The KFC. Oh, no, you don't see ads. So KFC has these series of ads, and some of them are on TV, some of them are on YouTube. These places are being exposed to the advertising, and they usually end with someone going, "Shut up and take my money," about like the product, about whatever it is, the Zinger burger or something like that. Now, I'm just going to be criticizing everyone involved in this, but you know what? They got paid. They've put it out there into the world now. It's open. The art doesn't belong to the artist anymore.
Sure.
The actors don't seem to understand the tone of how that line makes any sense as a joke or as an interesting way to say that thing, right? How would you say it?
Shut up and take my money. Shut
up and take my money.
Shut up. Yeah, I'm excited to buy the thing.
Can you remember the context of the initial joke in Futurama though? Like,
that's a good question.
They're trying to tell him that it's a bad idea for him to spend his money on this thing, and Fry is a dummy, and he just keeps insisting, "Shut up and take my money."
It's not Slurm related, is it?
It's sort of in that ballpark.
I can't remember when it was first. Yeah.
So the whole point of that joke is about like it's a bad thing. And then the meme has sort of turned it into like whatever this thing is like. Now, like I'm not a meme guy. I'm not going to go in defense of meme culture, but there is something funny about using the meme of Fry saying "shut up and take my money" in that ironic sense, to then be able to say like, "This seems like such a cool idea. I love this," and then putting up the dopey picture of Fry saying "shut up and take my money."
Yeah,
because then there's like an in joke to you being able to go, "You are saying this thing is cool and you want to buy it, but you're using the picture of the guy that doesn't know that this thing's a waste of money to say this true thing." So you got that little level of meta meme culture.
Yeah, I can't remember how it was originally used, but definitely in my head, it has come to mean sort of like a "you had me at hello" kind of idea.
Right.
Like you don't need to talk anymore. I'm so excited about this thing. Shut up and take my money. I'm on board no matter what you do. That's
certainly the way KFC is using it, but it's been stripped of any irony now. So then there'll be like an old lady who's being shown a bucket of fried chicken and she's going, "Shut up and take my money." And so
it definitely also loses something when it's the business or the corporation or the person with the idea using. I know in the scene, already got not them using it, but it's like
it's already got the man appropriating whatever this thing was, right? But it gets to that point where I'm like, who is this for now, right? So you're referencing what I have to presume is the meme, which itself was referencing Futurama, to now sell this bucket of chicken in the context of an ad where you're now using it as your catchphrase, because they use it in multiple ads. So there's like 20 different ads that all end with a character looking at chicken going, "Shut up and take my money," in that slightly weird, overperformed Australian accent version of "shut up and take my money." It's like always got something slightly off about the way they say it.
Yep.
And then also, why use that line from the TV show and the meme as your catchphrase for KFC for an audience that wouldn't either know what that is in reference to at all, or if they do, it would have to annoy you that they're using it. And if you don't know what it is, what a weird catchphrase to suddenly appropriate and use and start deciding.
Yeah.
What if someone just suddenly started talking about like, "I'm stuck in the vestibule"? It's like, what is that? Why are they saying that on this ad for
like Chandler and Jill Goodacre?
Is that so was that in the context of buying a new Toyota in the episode of Friends? No, it was just Chandler got stuck in a vestibule at an ATM. But it's a funny sounding thing, so now we're using it in the Toyota ads. As a one-off with like one of the actors from Friends. No, in a whole series of different ads with different contexts, one with an old lady, one with a kid, and they're all going to say, "I'm stuck in the vestibule with my new Toyota." That's the level for me where I'm like, what? What is the thought process that ends up with this? This is what happens when I get exposed to ads.
This is going to be a segment on the show.
Yeah.
Ben gets mad at ads.
And Ben gets mad at misuse of memes as well.
Yeah. Ben, who doesn't quite understand meme culture, still gets annoyed at other people understanding it worse than him.
KFC in particular, like, that was... because finger licking good was a catchphrase of theirs, but that I didn't realize how old that was. I think like the Colonel used to say that. I think maybe it goes back like
way before he even had a chicken place.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Colonel, you're really going to have to either stop saying that or develop a business
start a fried chicken
that really justifies you being associated with that phrase.
Oh boy. But
well, I say, I'll do whatever it takes because
back in my army days,
I'm just listening to you talk, watching your mouth, and it is finger looking good.
But for a while there, their catchphrase was just KFC FLG, and they had put the FLG in the same thing. Okay. And I thought that was pretty baller. That's a pretty baller move to say our catchphrase is so ubiquitous
that we're just
that we can just we can abbreviate. We did it without the name of our company, and now we can do it with our catchphrase. I thought that
feels like the same thing. It feels like this corporation chasing into like that sounds like text speak. It's like the kids wouldn't say finger licking good anymore. They'd just abbreviate it on their phone. They'd probably just say FLG. And then they put it out there, and there's probably a whole bunch of kids that are like, FLG means something totally different on the internet, guys. It's like, but I don't know what it would be.
Maybe I'm old enough to not understand it. So when I saw it, I was just like, shut up and take my money.
But no, you wouldn't have said it like that.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I was like, shut up and take my money.
Shut up and take my money. Talking about how interesting it is trying to explain to Americans how like college football doesn't translate. Imagine them seeing that ad, and for something that does translate, like KFC, that's just worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And how odd would it be for them to see not only Australians in KFC ads, but Australians talking like that?
Well, especially because they dub ads. I don't know if they still do this, but
ADR, like, sort of.
So you'd have ads. What were some examples? There was a weird period where they weren't doing it particularly well, and you could tell when there was an American something that was filmed by the American media like branch for the company, especially big
or something.
Yeah, like big corporations where they were just going to put this ad on internationally, but they wanted to regionalize it, so it would be in English, but someone was dubbing it with an Australian accent, but it was over an American accent, or they'd have to fit an Australian pronunciation of a pretty American word or phrasing in.
Hopefully not aluminum. You could really see that extra syllable in there.
Just I don't know how you say it.
Change them
that way. Aluminum, or they just you just film the actors with peanut butter in their mouth, and then they just just put whatever on the top. No, the other one I like is in Australia, where there's the actors. I'm going to piss someone off because I'm too closely related to this industry.
Let's keep it coming.
When they've got actors that are meant to be playing a bogan or a tradie or a working class kind of Australian character, but the actor can't quite drop their accent into the rough and ready true blue Australian of it, but the ad's been written that way.
Yeah,
but you've got the let's draw it. Let's point the target at someone like a Sydney Grammar School graduate who's then gone on to I'll say VCA. I won't say NIDA. Still got friends there, but who then is they've put a very clean flanny and hard hat on them or something like that, and they have to walk out with their meat pie or something like that and be like, "She'll be right, mate." Or something like that. And it's just they just over enunciate a little bit of it, or they've been directed to like, you're getting too like ochre, so we still need to hear it clearly enough. So then they just they try and find this line and never quite get it. So there's always something really strange about the pronunciation of the way they're saying it.
I can remember this ad that I saw when I was a kid with this farmer talking direct to camera and walking through, like dressing up, and went to lean on the fence, and the fence was like a rugged old weather-beaten wooden post, and so it had like prickly grain up the top. They went to lean on it, and you could tell if you look closer, they just did a ooh. And I pointed it out.
All these things are sharp.
I must have been all of 8 years old when I saw it, but I pointed it out to Dad, and I can remember him laughing really hard when I pointed it out. And
I will admit, I've been this guy, and I'm sure I've auditioned for things like that before and tried to. I don't know. We need an expression for it in Australia.
The other great example of people like trying to sound like that. There was an ad for the SANFL footy league here in
these are, I've had to dress up as like a footy fan.
Yeah. And they got
a guy that's
they got all the
never watched a game of footy in his life.
Like people like
footy.
some
I'm watching the footy
some
game.
local politicians and local like presenters and stuff to all like rep their team and dress up like local footy, watch this thing. And I remember Mike Rann was the premier at the time. And it cut to like come on you dogs, and then like let's go Roosters, and then Mike Rann was like go Panthers.
That one's for you, Josh. You'll love that.
Have we spoken about this?
I don't know if you
guys did that in
perfect
unison. That was
my friend Joel and I.
Brilliant.
If Joel Krause's ever going to listen to this,
that's
and
brilliant.
Josh Matisky,
because I think if I'm not mistaken, completely separately, my brother and I often will bring each other up and just go Panthers.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, dearie me. But also on the topic of fast food ads from the 90s. Oh well, just like we weren't talking about ones from the 90s, but this one was. Fast food ads and
stick it to the specific time frames that we're doing. We're doing fast food ads 1992 to 1997. Okay, so just check your dates on this.
On topics of both, melding two topics, throwing back to two different topics of fast food ads and misappropriated cultural phrases and things. There used to be a Hungry Jack's ad with, how every now and then they do their promo where they get the cool vintage Coke glasses reproductions, and you could go, and if you bought a large Whopper meal or something, you'd get the Coke glass with it. I remember the ad for it, and these it was all really lit really nicely and like macro lenses, and two glasses would slide into frame and cheers, and like the ice would go everywhere. And the song they had in the background was a rock and roll song because, Hungry Jack's, burger joint, diner sort of thing. And I can remember them hitting and like the Coke would splash out, and the song in the background was like splish splash, and it was like splish splash and all this stuff. And then they start talking over the rest of the song, and if you know the song, it's like splish splash, I'll jump back in the bath. Well, how was that? It's like a song about it being in a bath. And like the bath and the splish splash, they were using it for the thing. And I can remember as a kid thinking, well, but that song's about bath water. Why is that being used to? And the other one was like the MasterChef here for a while. They were using Katy Perry's "Hot and Cold" as the song for the thing.
That's right.
Because you're hot and you're cold, and then they like fade out the song and have like announcements and stuff. So you chose that song because it says "hot" and "cold,"
2 words,
and that's like cooking, and then but the rest of it is like about a relationship. I don't know.
You're like, Dad!
Specifically complaining about the fact that the thing that's meant to be cold is hot, and the thing that's meant to be hot is cold.
And in both instances, they really ramp up the volume in the 2 words that they wanted to use, and then
is that your technique?
That's how I sing it as well.
yeah. It's not lyrics anyone knows, but like
splash splash.
I fade out as well.
If you listen to the actual Katy Perry track, she doesn't know the rest of the lyrics.
Right?
Okay. You're hot when you're cold.
You splash when you're splash.
You've had to play a bunch of weddings in your time. You must have had the inappropriate requests for wedding songs by people that haven't listened to the whole song.
Do you know how many weddings I've played at where people have requested "Better Man" by Pearl Jam?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking of. That's a big one. I've heard that at weddings as not just as the incidental music, but as the entrance song or something like that.
That's the real big one. There's lots of them. There's lots of classic inappropriate songs if you listen to all the lyrics. But that one, for some reason, maybe it was because of my my age group and like people getting married were when they were like really young. That was like a cool song to listen to in high school or whatever. And it is it's an absolute anthem.
But it is pretty specifically about a very
it's like the opposite of what you like.
Is this like a hot and cold though? Is there a line that does sound good?
She can't find a better man.
Can't find a better man.
But it's literally like she lies
and says
she's with this. Yeah, she lies and says she's in love with him.
Can't find a better man.
Is the introduction to that?
Yeah,
I couldn't even we wanted to put God Only Knows is one of our songs.
Yeah,
but I couldn't figure out a way.
Love you.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out a way to cut into the song without the very opening booming line of "I may not always love you." It's like, and I even went to the point of like,
keep listening.
Yeah, I was like,
it makes it good.
I literally got just the instrumental and then also just the vocal track, and I was like, does it work? Can you just cut off the opening line? And it sounds so, and I'm like, can I edit this in a way that still captures the essence of it with or without? And it's like, oh man.
Yeah. He does go on to say that but as long as there are stars, but it is a very powerful, like, I may not always love it.
Like, these days, kids are cell phones. Yeah, 6-second attention span. They're only going to really get the opening line.
It might have made sense back then, but nowadays
they're going to take the whole thing. Yeah, so instead we just put the deep cuts of all of Brian Wilson's really weird songs that he did, like in his crazy period.
Sure.
Like, people seem to really respond to that. So. Now,
dear me.
Curiosity show. I did
Yes.
find a discovery during the week. I was on a bit of cleaning. One of the things I've discovered with ADHD is that you can hyperfixate on sort of anything you want. And so, like, when I get into tidying and organizing mode, it tricks my brain into thinking I'm doing something really... You say to people, look at what I did. I reorganized all these shelves. I went through all this. I reorganized a bookshelf, which people then compliment you on. Because that sounds heaps better than being like, I spent way too long doing this very specific organizational thing that has no real outcome to it. But it just, my neurodivergence was just focused on a task that is societally acceptable for a while. People go, wow, that's great.
Take the
wins.
Take the wins. Take the wins.
But I got to go, and I did not prepare this properly, so I got to go and collect the item that I found. So you guys vamp.
Oh,
Quack.
right. Quack.
Just the whole thing. It might take ages.
Well, speaking of augurs, and children's shows, educational from like the 90s, there was like, I wonder if I can explain this show enough for you. Do you remember? I think the show was called Eureka.
Okay.
It was a cartoon, and we watched it sometimes. It was like it came on like before BTN or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And sometimes we watch it,
cartoon.
and it was. I wonder if we could find it when Ben's plugged in the thing.
Yeah.
But that was that was a really cool at explaining like some physical concepts, and I can remember learning about the laws of motion on this Newton's laws of motion on this like cartoon. And it was only very short, but it was like kind of funnily animated. It reminded me of some of the like short one panel art styles from the newspaper. Well, I like what I see there. But
this is not even it. You finish your story.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember Eureka, Ben? The cartoon that was like played on ABC. It was like it was an educational one, like it did physical concepts and some maths and stuff. But it was, I think it was called Eureka. It was a very short show, but this was the one.
Does someone say Eureka?
Yeah, I think so. I started
No, I don't
thinking
remember.
No, definitely don't.
That didn't help. I don't know why I thought that would help me. That's
Maybe think of Masupalami.
yeah. Masupalami, same kind of voice.
But I won a bet with my sister about Miss Masupalami because she didn't think that the monkey's name was Maurice, and I knew it was, and so I bet her $1. And then when the very next episode we saw, the first line of the show was Masupalami coming down and saying Maurice, and I still remember her jaw dropping because she knew she'd lost her pocket money.
Because Maurice is a girl ape, right?
Oh, right.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I can't remember.
I think.
Yeah.
I feel like
Big
Maurice has lipstick,
guy.
maybe.
Gorilla
But maybe that's just
lady.
a one-off episode. Yeah.
Eureka.
But Eureka, this is where I learned, because we were talking about augurs, this is where I learned about the inclined plane, and it was talking about the invention of the inclined plane and why screws are possibly, like a spiral screw is possibly one of the most important inventions in terms of mechanics. Because it is an example of an inclined plane just wrapped around itself.
Yeah.
And it is the reason why it can hold things together is because it is like the angles of the inclined plane, but it's such an incline. And how do you use that in a way that doesn't take up as much space? It is like the most common representation of the inclined plane.
Yeah, right.
And the way they did it is they're talking about like ramps and go-karts, and how you like the inclined plane, and how you can you get a load, and you can get you can lift the load from one place to another by like using the mechanical advantage or whatever, and then as long as you use the work to slide it up that way, it can assist you. And it was showing how just something as simple as an inclined plane can help you move a load up a potential like against potential energy, gravitational energy,
like Archimedes. Screw,
like
that.
But it kind of teased you into it. I can remember being a kid and being fascinated, because it was like, can you think of a common use of the inclined plane? You say, oh, like a ramp or a go-kart thing, or a ramp up to something, and it said, but there's something way more common, This is way more and like, what if you looked at it like this, and then it spun it around itself,
Cool.
and it kind of said this there's one more use that's used like around the world infinitely more times than any other ramp that you can think of, and it's the screw. It's the spiral.
I do remember being fascinated by that because was it Da Vinci that had the idea of the basic machines? So the inclined plane.
Yeah, that does make sense.
lever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else there is, and then there's things like and so like a pulley or a wheel is actually a lever.
Yep.
Because it's the fulcrum is the axle or something like that. So and then a screw is an inclined plane, and you can break all these different mechanical devices down into one of 6 basic machines or something like that. I was hoping you would know more than I did.
I do.
I realize I've got a way of speaking and moving my hands, or I'm like floundering because I'm like I'm about to reach the limit of what I know, and I thought you were going to say.
We just like to hear the very last word before we jump in.
You're right. I've let you down. The definitive list of the basic machines is something that I've been meaning to like look up because I love the idea of having like everything in a box and like an actual. And I've been meaning to look it up like the Platonic solids or the Archimedean solids and stuff like that. And I love
in an actual box.
No,
I thought you were talking about
what if each
organizing all your
machine
stuff.
did
I was like,
have-
God, that'd be a
no.
nightmare for you. You'd be like, I've got screws and I got washers, but these ones these are wheels. So do they go on the levers? But these are inclined planes, so these are going to be in the other box. What?
that would drive me crazy.
I had a similar thing when I was organizing this bookshelf because I thought I'd do it in how would you organize a bookshelf?
Just books on the shelf?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
you
let's
just
keep it
gotta
simple.
You just got to do it like the way a library would, wouldn't you? They're just like
Dewey Decimal System.
well, just like author, first listed author, surname alphabetically.
Yeah. I even used to be a librarian, right? So you'd think that would be my go. But then the ADHD part of my brain is also kicking in. So now I want some
category.
Well, no, I want some shape and color like
Yeah.
matching as
Oh,
well.
I
It's
see.
also on display in a room.
Okay.
But I'm first order genre, but then within that, I would go size
Yep.
and maybe less so color, unless like there's a series, and I can kind of do that either in chronological.
Yeah,
order
and there was a
or
little
color
bit of that
order.
happening as well.
Yeah.
And then I was doing colors, but then do you do the color spectrum?
Always.
But then you've also got shades. So
Yeah.
so what do you call the palette thing on like Photoshop or whatever, where you've got the grid of
Yep.
what's that layout? So you've got kind of contrast and hue
saturation,
or something like
Yeah.
Lightness.
Because I was realizing then there's like especially faded books, right? So then you've got like whites fading into yellowy spines of books, but then you've got like
Minefield.
reds that are starting to fade into kind of pinks
Uh-huh.
and blacks fading into grays. So sometimes that tone is going to match a little bit closer somewhere else.
Yeah.
God, it's
Yeah, it's hard.
oh, it's intense.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
hard.
I did go to that said bookshelf because I discovered
Heck
something.
yeah.
It's not these Where's Wally books. Don't get too excited.
Ah, damn.
I brought these because I made
Where's
the
the
mistake
Wally?
of walking into. Oh, no, great! That is a banger of a
Yeah.
yeah
It gets
theme song.
It gets
man.
it gets a fair singing around our place with someone living there named
Where's
Wally.
Wally?
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're often asking where Wally is. So.
God, there were some good bands doing those kind of. I haven't heard a really cool theme song in a while for just a general TV show or something. Have they
Yeah.
gone out the window? Are do people,
Look, I do have a lot of time for the Spidey and His Amazing Friends theme song.
yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
Yeah, that gets a lot of airplay in the car.
There's actually some hidden because I think it's the guy from like Fallout Boy or
Oh,
something.
I was going to say, is it Fallout Boy doing it? Yeah, the guy from it, yeah.
The Spidey and his amazing Spidey and his friends. It's and then it goes halftime. Your friendly neighborhood spider.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. And it does this bit at the end where it goes Spidey and his amazing Spidey and his amazing Spidey and his amazing friends. And it just like changes the timing a bit.
My
it slaps.
son
It
corrects
slaps.
me if I sing the end
Yeah,
of that song
yeah.
wrong. If I get the timing wrong, he's
Mighty
like,
and
no,
his
it
amazing-
is Mighty and his amazing friends.
Nice.
He doesn't
Good
get
man.
out of my- okay,
Good man.
because I'll often get the timing wrong.
Yeah.
Eureka that you said before.
Yes.
Made me think of Look Up. That was the show that I started thinking about.
right.
And I was like, is that the show? And I was like, no, that show is Look Up.
Yeah.
And the reason I knew it was Look Up because I was like, Eureka, is that the one that has the theme song that's like, look up, space, look up, atmosphere? I was like, no,
That
pretty sure
sounds
that show is
very
called
Look
Up.
Around You.
Yeah,
Have we
yeah,
shouted out Look Around You on this pod
Look
yet?
Around
How
You.
could we have not shouted out Look Around You? It's so applicable. Yeah.
I often think about that because I often think about Peter Serafinowicz.
Yeah.
Because we've got a Star Wars book that the kids love, which is just characters from Star Wars. There's this like a series of books, these block books, and they're beautiful books. They're these thick, so they're like picture books, but they're like thick for kids, but they fold out, but they're not flappy, so they're not easily ripped like lift the flap books, but there's enough tactile in them that the kids like them. There's enough detail in them that they want to kind of explore them.
Nice.
And then they are like sort of educational because they're, construction, there's cars, there's things like that. And then I don't know if they just ran out of topics for the books or it's like then they also had to do a Pixar book and a Star Wars book. And so, because each page has only got like 1 or 2 words and it's sort of like learn the words. But then you get to the Star Wars book and it's like, here's the universe of Star Wars with words that every fan of Star Wars should know. Droid. Stormtrooper. BB-8. And it's like, okay, well, these are not like, this is not helpful to teach the kids. These are not your first words because like Chewbacca is not a good word for a kid to look at and phonetically start to figure out.
But they probably would say,
Nice.
That was very good.
Yeah, thank you.
I cannot do a Chewbacca.
I can't do that.
But the fun for me is that you get to go through and just, my kids have not even seen these movies. They've seen Lego Star Wars. And the exact same thing. Just getting shown my hard out time by both members of the pod so subtly, but with the exact same expression and the exact same gesture. But you just beautifully did it as well. You did it so subtly, and now I've just ruined it by shouting it out. But I just wanted to appreciate the dual. Making sure you're aware of the time, Ben, but don't want to interrupt your flow. But just showing it to you, just subtly down here with a little like raise of the eye. Not looking at my phone, but knowing your peripheral vision will know that my phone is here facing your way. It was beautifully done. It was really, really nicely done.
Peter Serafinowicz.
Yeah, well, only because that's the voice I get to with Darth Maul. And I'm like, I can't really do his voice of Darth Maul because it's just his normal voice.
Yeah.
And he's still one of the best impressionists I've ever heard as well.
Yeah,
but it's fun going through the book being like, what the?
And
we
were actually doing
you're in big trouble,
we were doing Al Pacino. We were doing Al Pacino. We were doing Al Pacino last week when we were talking about the change in Al Pacino's on the last episode. And we neglected to mention, what's this? A horse's head. What's it doing at the bottom of my bed? How can we miss it?
One Man Show, The Godfather. It's a musical. I thought the original did not have as many songs. Here's Alan Alda. Is incredible.
Alan Alda.
He just does all these things. But then I get to Darth Maul and I'm
preposterous.
Like, I just can't. Hello, Tim. You got to do it from space there because he does the line in space. That's the line from the trailer, which I'm always thinking of. Because I'm like, even when I used to I'm not a hater of episode 1, but I was like, Darth Maul doesn't speak, does he? He doesn't have any words. He's mute, isn't he? And then I'm like, oh no, he does talk.
Yeah. Once more, what is it? Yeah,
at last we will have our revenge. At last we will defeat the Jedi. At last we will have our revenge. But it's whatever, Ray Park, the like martial artist voice, but it's Peter Serafinowicz's voice coming. It's very strange if you know the two people separately as well. And then it's also he's just painted like a devil demon person. But yeah, trying to do Peter Serafinowicz's voice in the Star Wars book for my kids. Look around you, very funny show.
Oh yes,
and it's very.
You can find it on YouTube. Look around you. Look around you. It's a parody of all the old kids educational shows that we
used to watch on a very specific setup of a TV ocky strapped to a trolley that would be wheeled into the classroom.
And when it came in, when it got wheeled, when you had a relief teacher and in wheeled the CRT TV, you knew you were in.
And then we'd inevitably watch something like Look Up or something like that. Look up, clouds. Look up, stars. Look up, atmosphere. Look up, look up, look up, look up, look up, look up, look up. It's rare I get to sing one of you guys. You don't recognize. Nice. But to work our way back to this, the Where's Wally books only came out because I made so unprepared was I. Then I had to walk into a pitch black dark room where I couldn't use the light switch because it's going to wake up my kids. But then they're voice activated lights, but I also couldn't do that because I was too close to the kids. Like I'd have to project my voice to get to the speaker to make the lights turn on. but also it's like a bank of like 6 lights, and I didn't want to turn them all on. Anyways, I'm feeling around. Came out with the Where's Wally books originally. That's the baby monitor telling me that the battery's run out. Oh, it's just all happening. You know,
how do you do it?
I'm throttling towards this hard out.
Lucky you remembered that the books were in a certain shape order, so you've just felt by shape.
Absolutely, which is why I ended up coming out with 2 Where's Wally books, which I did not mean to at all. But these were the ones that I actually found.
Oh, look at these.
As exploring. And luckily there's 3 of them as well.
What?
Exploring your world with
and given the titles, I have to assume there was a
Jacaranda Press. I remember the Jacaranda Press.
I have to assume there is a 4th missing a primitive element because we have
ether.
We have
it's
the 5th, the primitive element. You've got air there, Tom.
Yep.
Brendan, you must have
hot dog.
Water. So, or maybe there wouldn't be a fire one, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't do a fire one for kids. They are pretty kid safe. Fire. There is a fire one, in this series. Air, earth, fire, water.
As all kids love to tell me when we're reading books, it's like, we don't have that one. We have that one. We have that one. We have that one, pointing to the titles in the series on the back of the book.
You're like, thank goodness
it's an auger.
Hey!
Oh, yeah. It's a spiral bubble frames that you can make out of wire and dip into detergent to make bubble frame. And one looks like an auger, so I thought I'd point that out.
So exploring your world with Dean and Rob from The Curiosity Show.
These are fantastic.
Oh, they were so close. They were so close to discovering the mold effect.
Oh, paperclip siphon. Yeah. Wow.
So this is obviously just an introduction. I think we're going to have to revisit these on some later pods because this is exciting.
You should send that to Steve.
Yeah, I should.
Things you can make out of, coat hangers, cardboard here. Making terracotta pottery.
Although, if there was going to be one that wasn't there, did someone already say this? A fire would be the one. Yeah, you should probably keep.
Tom did astutely figure it out there.
Oh yeah, it is on the back.
He made the ether joke.
Yes. Sorry.
As the
I was just about to say that, and then I realized, hang on, someone probably already said it, and I wasn't listening because I was so engrossed.
Would have been a very quick callback.
Some metric measurements. You were just so we're all very excited here. So
I'm just losing my mind.
We've lost focus on each other, and we're just checking it out.
Each individually reading these books.
The table. Well, I did not open them at all. I saw the cover and did not open them. I was like, I know exactly how to
see the measurements in the back.
Yeah, measurements in the back. That just makes me think of the exercise books from
school. Yeah.
Yeah, like
that. Do they have the conversions in the long scale or the
conversions in the long scale? I don't
know
how,
because on the back it always had like a kilo, mega, giga, and it had how many zeros and then the number that described the number, and it had 100,000 million, 1,000 million. Billion, 1,000 billion, 1 million billion, 1 trillion.
Which would only be for So who was it? The UK that used to do a million as a billion?
I think so. I think that was the old scale. I think it was the America that sort of started going the next order of the next 10 to the
next cube.
Would be the.
Which makes sense, but then they refused to then move to the metric system.
Well,
this is some metric measurements, and it's changing inches to millimeters. So that would kind of imply
with a built-in ruler on the
book
page.
Is. I know the built-in ruler. How long?
Thought of everything.
27 centimeters. So that's not quite a 30-centimeter ruler.
No.
Although they could have started that at 0 if it was right at the edge of the page.
1980.
That's an odd choice.
Printed in Hong Kong. Is that if you were going to get at Ben about where this was
printed in Hong Kong? Well, that kind of makes sense then, doesn't it? Because that's then got like a British, UK connection, but like a
back in 1980,
also
maybe
a Pacific European. I'm trying to think why you would need Fahrenheit. Okay. 27 centimeters is what's getting me on this ruler at the end here. Like it not like
doesn't go to 30,
and not even 10 and a half inches. So, but they didn't go. You could have. So you couldn't have
gone from the end. Maybe they accommodated for printing error.
That's what. I'm assuming it is.
Did someone already say that?
10 and a half
No.
inches.
Can you use one of the books to measure that bit on the bit before the one or before the 0?
Oh yeah, you can join them together.
We're measuring
Well, these
the
must
book
be
rule
from
with
our
another
childhood
book
or my
ruler.
childhood, and so now it's all falling into place that there must have been recordings of me. I see. Your phone was listening to you before.
Yeah.
If I spent my childhood going on about how 10.5 inches is too short, then that's why I was getting those penis enlargements.
Yeah, that's it.
And
He's
that's the
done
callback.
it.
We're done. I've got a heart out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out. Good night, everyone.
Quack, quack, quack. Try it on your friends.
Go Panthers.
Flights! Look up! Weather! Look up! Astronomy! Look up! Space! Have you got questions? Yes, we do! Well, here's Robot.
She knows everything.
And here's Imagination.
That's me.
And they'll answer them all for you.
How do you get to be an astronaut?
Do astronauts like their job?
Do you have to go to university to be an astronaut?
Flights! Look up!